Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. We've just got one more DLC story to check out, the Blade Wolf DLC. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Of course, we are still going to be playing on hard difficulty.
LQ-84I, acknowledge. I have your orders. You will see them through down to the letter, or else. Well, you know what we do to naughty AIs, don't you? I trust that will serve as adequate motivation. So, your orders are to eliminate a certain pesky politician. I have marked the objective on your radar.
Okay, so unlike the Jetstream DLC, we are plunged straight into the action here. This looks like this is Africa from the prologue chapter of the main game. This, of course, though, does take place before the events of the main game. Oh, look at him laying down. So yes, we're in control of Blade Wolf for this one. And he actually controls a little bit different from our other two protagonists, of course, Raiden and Jetstream Sam. Blade Wolf's story is going to focus a lot more around stealth. Remember, Sam was more about combat, Raiden was kind of a strange mix of the two. But as far as combat goes, we still got, same basic button configuration. We do kind of faster attacks with square. He just has this 3-hit combo. So again, his battle capabilities aren't quite as good. He's also got the heavier attacks, which is basically the combination from the main game. And he'll even say combination complete at the end. He's got a couple other special moves, one of which is pretty useful. It's this dashing attack. It's actually really good to close distance, and you can use it while dashing just by pressing triangle, so that's really nice. He's also got this kind of upward launching move that I never use, so this is probably the only time you're going to see it. Okay, so we're here in Africa. Of course, though, before we head forward, we've still got some more collectibles to take care of. Again, much like Jetstream Sam's chapter, we are going to be upgrading Wolf stats fully just throughout the course of the game. So lots of endurance pluses and fuel cells, and as you can see, 5 data storage chips, so it's pretty much standard fare. Alright, Wolf also has access to the AR vision mode, so we can use this to get the drop on some enemies.
The is parked in front of the hotel. Head there now.
And of course, you could just run straight forward and take these guys head on, but like I said, it's much more about stealth with Blade Wolf, so we can kill these guys.
Single blow by approaching unnoticed from above or behind.
And we can still, of course, got Blade Mode in Zandatsu, except with controlling Blade Wolf's chainsaw tail, it feels a lot different and actually kind of a lot cooler. And I also kind of feel like you've got a little bit more range on it. And kind of the main draw of this DLC story is that you can stealth kill literally every enemy. Like every single enemy type. Like seriously, every one in this chapter, so. Let's go ahead and just finish off the last guy, and I think we might get raided after we finish this one off. So we can show off some of the differences in the rating system. Maybe not, it may just be after the next section. So, like usual, we can just go ahead and slash through the fence there, kind of phased through it a bit, but that's fine. And then before we head to our destination, we want to head down to the end of the street here. Got a Blade Mode box we can open up, and it's got our first Fuel Cell Plus. So now we can approach the limo.
There he is. Eliminate him.
And that might look a little bit familiar. Yeah, it's of course in Mani from the prologue chapter, so let's slice him to bits. And his car as well. Alright, I think he's eliminated.
VR mission complete.
Okay, so we'll definitely get rated after this, so we can talk a little bit about the differences. First things first, you can see there's no alert clear bonuses. And we also have a hunt kills, which is essentially like the ninja kill, sneaking up from behind. So you'll want to do that if you want to get the best score.
Well, what did you think of the exercise?
Mission accomplished. The target was neutralized.
That giant intellect, and this is all you have to say?
I obey the orders I am given. I was not ordered to gather data on the merits of the mission.
Perhaps you are more like a dog than I thought. Your kill count, though, it is disappointing. Perhaps Sun Sundowner was right. You lack man's killer instinct. Well, there are several methods we might use to help give you that edge. Repress your emotions through certain training scenarios over and over. Or teach you that following orders absolves you of responsibility. Instill a fanatical belief in our cause. That our enemies deserve death. Or perhaps convince you that they aren't people at all. That they are less than human. That they are like animals. Things. I wonder which method would work best on you.
I possess neither man's killer instinct nor his moral urge to resist it. None of your methods would be effective.
Are you saying I cannot teach you any new tricks? Very well. Continue your training.
Okay, so at this point here, we have kind of an optional tutorial, which I'm going to skip because, again, it's not like the differences are so big that it needs a full-blown tutorial to explain it all.
I really gotta take your little toy AI along?
The more the merrier, no?
Yeah, whatever. Different AI, but it's still just an LQ-84.
And your ID?
Oh, it speaks. I'm Kamsen, aka the Desert Storm.
You will be joining him on the next mission.
Buckle the fuck up, little doggy. Remember this. We're bringing freedom here if it kills us. Or better yet, them.
I would not know about freedom.
Huh. Then get ready for an education.
We will see who gets the education.
Mistral, our mission is to spread freedom. If so, then why am I never offered a choice?
Why? Well, that's...
So, of course, the first few sections we're going to go through are basically like VR missions meant to prepare Wolf for the battle ahead.
For this simulation, we have recreated the mission area in VR. Head to the target indicated on your map.
And don't worry, it's not like the entire game is going to just be a series of VR missions. We will get into, real action, but we kind of just have these few little tests we have to pass first, I guess. Alright, so first things first, let's start taking some guys out. There are, again, a couple collectibles we need to be picking up here. And we do, of course, want to take everybody out with stealth, because that's what will give us the best rating. We want to head down to the end of the street. This is, of course, Denver, with, slight yellow tinges here and there for the VR atmosphere, which looks pretty cool. And then at the end of the road here, we got a Blade Mode box, which has our first Endurance Plus. Okay, so we can also, of course, still ninja kill enemies from above. Using height to your advantage is a really good idea, and his above kill is pretty cool because he throws the knives at people. We do have the ability to throw knives. They've added that as a sub-weapon. I don't know if we start out with any. Yeah, we start out with 3. You can see these are heat knives. We can carry a maximum of 10. So you can aim them like this, of course, just like with most of the other sub-weapons, or you can just tap it and throw one really quick, and of course, if you're targeting someone, it'll aim at them. Alright, so we've got a VR mission that we're going to be picking up here, but I want to go ahead and take this guy out first. As you can see in AR, this guy is actually a target for us. So once we take him out, he'll drop a nice shiny access code for us, and we can use that to move on to the next section. Like I said, though, we do have a VR mission to complete. And much like Sam's DLC, the VR missions are activated from within the game. So let's go ahead and just say yes and get this one going. And for the first VR mission, they start things out a little bit different. Usually, you know, you'd expect some kind of battle, but no, this is actually just arrive at the specified waypoint. So of course we've got some BP chips to pick up along the way, and we're just going to have to be doing a little bit of platforming. Since, you know, like I said before, Wolf focuses a little bit less on combat, this is pretty much the majority of his VR mission, some type of platforming deal, so... Because you can see we've got a time limit up there in the top right. It starts at 5 minutes, which is plenty of time. If you run out of time, then you must have gotten seriously lost or something. But this is also kind of divided into 2 parts. We need to first hit this little panel here. That'll cause some blocks to appear, and that'll let us get to the end. Also, once we do this, enemies will spawn. And mostly rocket launcher guys, so that's a bit annoying, as you can guess. You can skip by them if you want, but your rating will suffer immensely. If you don't kill anyone. I think you'll end up with a D, guaranteed, like no matter how you do and everything else, so it's worth taking out a few of them. Yeah, I got hit there. If you can do it with no damage, it makes it pretty easy to get an S rank, but, you know, when you're fighting this Grodd here, it's basically just down to luck. It never stands up or anything, so you can just keep hammering away at it like this. As you can see, like, most of the time you get lucky and those missiles will just shoot over you. The homing missiles will immediately just curve into the platform, so they never hit you. But, you know, so if you get lucky enough, you can do that without any damage, but I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, so at this point our path is cleared. We can just kind of hop along here. It's easy to get lost because there are actually a couple different paths you could take, both for the first half and for the second. So you may find yourself circling around, but assuming you make it to the end, you get your rating. Almost got an S there, just a little bit because of the time, but, you know, still pretty good. And as with the previous DLC story, you do sometimes get rewarded when you complete VR missions. Unfortunately, this is not one of those times. Okay, so also all the enemies have respawned, which can be a little bit of a problem, but, you know, we can take them all out again without too much trouble, so it's not that big of a deal. And of course, there are a lot of items scattered around. Some heat knives you can pick up. Those are, you find quite a lot of those, actually. They expect you to use them quite a bit. We can also get a 3D photo frame. You can kind of use these VR missions here as a chance to, you know, stock up a little bit before the main thing. And of course, our previous target is no longer here. We don't need his access code, so we can just get the repair nano paste. Probably a good idea to go ahead and equip those as well. I don't plan on using them at all, but, you know, I guess better safe than sorry. And it's also kind of nice that the heat knives kind of shine at you, so it kind of makes them easier to find. Okay, so now we can make our way up here, and this one can be a little bit tricky to take care of with stealth because of the Mastiff over there. So I usually like to, there's a couple ways you could go about this. You could use a red phosphorus grenade, or you could use the 3D photo frame. Since I've got 2 of these, I'm going to start with just throwing one. Unfortunately, this guy's going the wrong way, so we're going to have to wait for him to turn around a bit here. Okay, so he's coming over this way. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this without, you know, getting the attention of that Mastiff. So, okay, we've got it selected. Let's try throwing it, like, over in this corner. Oh, that's not where I wanted it at all. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work, so I'm going to kind of just cover myself with a smoke grenade. That should give me some cover eventually. There it goes. And we can take this guy out. Okay, the Mastiff came over to investigate, which means we can sneak behind him, and that worked out pretty well. So you can use the photo frame to sort of get that guy out of the Mastiff's view and then take care of him there. But, you know, the other way is to get them both to investigate a smoke cloud and just take him out within that. And then, of course, just one more guy over here. He's completely oblivious to everything. Like, really, no matter what you do, that guy will just stand there. Okay, so we finish him off, and that should finish it. Let's just go ahead and make our way to the objective marker. and we'll get our no alert clear bonus. I'm going to be doing that for every single one of the encounters. If you do it for all of them, you actually get a pretty big bonus at the end, so it's worth it.
I suppose that is that. Now for your next mission.
Alright, and this is going to transition into the offices area of Denver. We're basically going to start exactly where we left off. Got this raptor here, and you can see we're actually hiding behind this little sofa. Wolf has kind of like a crouch stance here. You can actually get into that manually. It's a little like hidden, but you know, there's really not any point to it. So once he starts walking down the stairs, we can just make our way behind him. And there we go. So yeah, you can enter that crouch stance by clicking the left analog stick, you know, L3. And if you do that, he'll kind of crouch down, but there's never really a point to it. Like, you're never in a situation like that again. So, you know, I guess it's just kind of a fun little thing. With the Jetstream Sam DLC, tapping the left stick would actually make him draw and sheath his sword. Alright, so we've got a stealth section here. Again, this one is pretty easy. This cyborg right here is not going to move. He's always going to be facing away from all the action, so we just wait for this guy to move around a bit, take him out. Now, another cyborg is going to walk in here, but we can usually take this guy out before he does. So nice and behind cover. Yeah, you can see that guy starting to walk in, so it's easy enough to just wait for him to get in a good position to hunt kill. I guess it's like hunter kill or hunt kill or something. It's a little different from ninja kill. Okay, so now that we've got this area clear, we can look around, and if you take a look at the ceiling there, you can see there's actually this little panel we can smash open with the data storage inside. So we've just got to make our way up there and hit it. There we go. That'll drop the data storage out for us. Also, a couple other things around. As far as Wolf's aerial attacks, you probably will never be using them, but you know, he does have just his standard combo, which that's kind of cool. I like the finisher. He also has this, which is pretty neat, but you know, there's not a lot of practical application for it, so oh well. Okay, so we've just got one more guy we need to finish off here. Actually, you know, while we're waiting, we can go back here. There's a repair nano paste, so might as well get it. Alright, as soon as he turns around, we can stab him in the back. And that'll do it.
Not bad. I will give you your next set of orders when you reach your objective.
Okay, and now we just get to head back. I'm not really sure what the point of all that was, but oh well. And there's another 3D photo frame up here, so if you use the original one, you can replace it here. There's also some fire extinguishers laying around. If you're super crafty, one thing you can do is you can save red phosphorus grenades by throwing stuff at the fire extinguishers. Actually, yeah, there it goes, yeah. It's like I didn't see the smoke cloud, but as you can see, that'll kind of have the same effect as a red phosphorus grenade. I think there are some of those as Raiden as well, but they're just never really in a place to use them, and you don't need them.
Hurry to the objective.
Okay. I literally just left the room, lady. You can calm down a bit. Turns out, for whatever reason, if you just leave and come back into that room, you can see there's a green marker. And as we do, there's a boss fight with myself, LQ84I, that's me. So, yeah, we're going to have to fight ourselves. It's pretty easy. You can either do these kind of light attacks really fast like that, or what I like to do is use the heavy attacks because that usually stuns them. Of course, just block whenever you need to. You can still counter, of course. And what I like to do is do the heavy attacks because that usually stuns them. And one thing you can do is once you finish... well, I don't get a chance to here. Yeah, but once you finish the final strike, what you can do is just tap the blade mode button really quick, and you can actually you don't have to wait for the cooldown on it. Yeah, so as you can see, he's actually pretty slow, and you know, it's relatively easy to get by unscathed here. I'm not getting a chance to demo that. We probably will later, but, you know, I would like to do it here, because it's nice if you can keep them juggled. There we go, just, well, okay, so we get to finish him off. But, you know, like I said, this battle's pretty easy, and you can use that technique. Basically, all you really need to know is if you tap blade mode, you know, just to go in and out of it really fast, you'll be able to avoid the cooldown animation on that final strike. So we get an S rank there. He also, of course, dropped an Endurance Plus for us, so you want to do that if you're trying to get all the collectibles. Now all that's really left is to head back out to our objective. Okay, and this is going to segue into the next VR mission.
Alright, Dougie. This is the final mission. Make use of platforms and footholds to reach your goal.
Okay, so it looks like Denver's gone a little crazy with the yellow cube decorations. There must be some kind of yellow cube fair going on. They're moving all over the place. They rise up really high and everything. So first order of business is I'm going to take out the enemies on the ground here, just so we don't get alerted if we actually do, like, fall off, you know. Okay, so we can take this one out. We were in caution. I'm not sure by who, but either way, it didn't escalate into an alert, so we're still fine there. Alright, so there's those Mastiffs. There's also a couple of cyborgs up here on the walkway. They do not move, and you can just hop up here in the middle and go to each one of them individually, so super easy. Alright, and now we've kind of got free roam of this place so we can hunt for collectibles in peace. First things first, we're going to make our way up over here. And we're going to have to jump across these moving blocks. If you want, you can head out and collect these VP chips. You know, it might be worth it, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. Alright, so let's get back on the moving platform. And we can make our way across here. Yeah, actually, I'm heading forward a little bit. There's a couple other things that we can get. You can see there's a blade. Okay, well, I fell off, so this is a good chance to go ahead and get it. You can see there's a blade mode box in the wall over here. I usually get this first. It just kind of slipped my mind. You can jump your way up here and cut it open. And it's got a fuel cell upgrade for us. Okay, so now we can get back to the actual platforming. And no, in case you were wondering, there are not any of those girl in bikini posters from the main game here. I don't think Wolf or Mistral would get the same satisfaction out of them. And, you know, I don't see why they would bother programming them in the VR mission. Alright, so now let's make our way back. We weren't quick enough, but we still need to be heading over there. You can see our goal points in the distance, a lot of mines and stuff along the way. It's kind of split in half by that big wall in the middle. Okay, so at this point we need to make our way across here. You can jump down on this to get some more BP. And we just need to wait for a chance to hop onto this platform. Avoid the mines along the way. And then if we continue on, you can see there's another blade mode box at the end. You can open that, and that'll give us an Endurance Plus. Okay, so now at this point we are clear to cross the big wall here. So let's just not get hit by any mines. Alright. Okay, so we get checkpointed here, and we've got a few more enemies to deal with. Nothing too big, though. Just a hammer cyborg up top and two Mastiffs at the bottom. Oh. Yeah, sometimes that happens, since Wolf backflips a little bit during his Zandatsu animation. Sometimes you can fall off the platform you're standing on. Usually when that happens, though, it will just put you right back on the platform where you started. So I don't know if, like, someone tested that and that was a fix, or if that's just, you know, kind of a quirk in the game mechanics. But either way, it's nice, so you don't just, you know, inadvertently flip yourself off the ledge. Okay, so let's, I guess we can go ahead and focus on the Mastiffs here. They're pretty separated, so we should be able to just take them out one by one here. I like that hunt-kill animation a lot, just throwing the daggers on them. Alright, so just one more Mastiff. Let's grab him right on the edge of the map. And once again, we're free to just hunt to our heart's content. What I like to do at this point, you can kind of abuse restarting a little bit, but you know, before we get to that, let's go ahead and take on the VR mission in the corner here. Alright, and the second VR mission, again, is a little bit different, but still kind of similar to some that Raiden had. You know, he had a few where you had to eliminate via ninja kill. This time it's via hunt kill. So, this is basically just kind of a circular area with dwarf geckos in most of the corners and a couple raptors kind of roaming around. So it's pretty easy to just sort of get going in a circle with them. And, you know, as long as you avoid the cameras, you can take them out pretty easily. It's also worth, you know, stopping to take out the raptors, because that'll make your life infinitely easier here. They'll just go around the inside, so it's super easy to sneak around. At this point, you just keep going forward and repeat the process. The gecko will always have their back turned to you as long as you're going in the correct direction. Alright, so there's another raptor here. Let's just go ahead and wait behind this pillar, and we'll wait for him to come around. I don't see anything else out there. Okay, there might actually be one more gecko. I think there were 3. Dwarf gecko, that is. See, so if the mission, yeah, it's not stopping, so there's got to be another one out there. Again, just continue along the circle. That's really all you need to know. This one's super easy to S rank. You're guaranteed to get the no alerts bonus because it fails if you get an alert, so you know, they make it a little easy on you there. Alright, and yep, looks like that'll do it. And once you complete that VR mission, it puts a blade mode chest up there on the wall. It also respawns all the enemies, making it a little bit more annoying to get out of. So what I actually like to do here is just hit restart, and it'll start you at the last checkpoint, which is actually up on top of the wall here. So at this point you can just, if we can find where the blade mode chest is, we can have a photo frame here. The blade mode chest is just right over here. You can pick it up. You also don't have to worry about stealthing past those 2 mastiffs anymore. So, you know, it just kind of helps there. Maybe it's a little cheap, whatever, but, you know, that's the way the game mechanics work, so I'm just going to use them. Alright, so here what we're going to do, there's this block moving up and down. There's one more collectible we want to get. If I can, though, I would like to take out these mines. You can throw knives at them, and that'll blow them up, because otherwise you can't really see them coming, and they're kind of hard to avoid on the platform, so I'd rather just use a knife and get rid of them. And at this point, we're going to start a climb to the top, so we're just going to have to look for other blocks to jump onto. I think next one's over here. Might not be. This is the one we're looking for. And you can see we're pretty high up now. We have this little bit of a platforming section here. If we're quick enough, we can just make it straight across. Nice little curved block here, moving diagonally. And we can pick up the data storage at the top, as well as dropping all the way down, getting the BP, right onto the waypoint.
That is it for your VR training. Tomorrow, we commence the operation. Have yourself fully defragged and ready.